I get lots of questions about general use of stoves, and my wife reminds me that I have lived and breathed these things from day one of my life. I was born at home in front of a stove. So she suggested, and so have lots of you, that we make a video about just generally using them, because I get it, it's nerve-wracking. You've bought a new stove and it's this foreign object in your house, and how the hell do you use it? So we'll start with lighting the stove.
Hi, I'm Gabriel. My family have always done stoves. We've had the biggest stove companies and the smallest. I've been the warehouseman, the delivery boy, the fitter, the salesman, the managing director, and now I'm...
Stove thermometer retailer?
Yeah.
Now obviously I go through this in almost every review video, but it all starts with a couple of small logs in the base. And ideally, let's have a look. There we go. They get a bit smaller as you sort of build the fire up. The key thing is just lots of gaps. So particularly when you're nervous and new to stoves, I always start by saying, go for a lot more fuel than, because you'll be nervous. You'll be thinking, oh no, I don't want to go too, I don't want to get it too hot. I don't want to put it under pressure. I don't want to damage it. And actually, that attitude will cause more problems, because you won't get the stove up to temperature, and then you'll be getting, the glass will all be going black and nothing will be drawing correctly or operating right. So you'll make a rod for your own back. So we want, particularly when you're new, lots of fuel. And if you're an ordered person, then you're going to set it up all sort of crisscross, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's great, because you're going to get lots of gaps between that fuel, and that's really important for getting it going. So you'll see here I'm being a little bit extreme. I'm putting in a lot of fuel, really filling it up. That really isn't a bad thing. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to damage the stove. So go for it. You'll settle down and you'll use less fuel as you get used to the stove, but for now...
And you'll learn how much your stove needs, because different places will draw differently and need a different amount of kindling, won't they?
Yeah. So, and I'm going 2 fire lighters. I'm really going sort of all out. So we've got loads and loads of fuel. Then you'll typically leave the door just ajar, so that it can, you'll typically leave the vent open, whatever stove you've got, vent fully open, door just ajar, and just allow it to really blaze. I know that will be nerve-wracking, but don't worry about it. We want this stove to get right up to operating temperature. The way you'll tell operating temperature, and I'll show you in a minute, but either you get a tortoise thermometer, because only the tortoise one is accurate for some reason, and the fire bricks, which will initially blacken with soot and whatever from initial burning. They will clean off. So that's how you'll know that you've got up to full operating temperature. Everything inside will be clean, the glass will be clean, and your tortoise thermometer, and must be clear, tortoise thermometer will also be reading between 250 and 500 Fahrenheit, or around 120 to 250 centigrade. As you can see here, there's still black on the side glass, but the stove has now reached operating temperature. So it's not about necessarily getting it hotter, it's just allowing time. So don't go shutting the stove down or sort of stifling it at all. We want to continue at this temperature until that is all cleared up.